teachers cannot claim to be the one that will clean the kitchen. Not to justify or diminish the student frustration over the reacting to 10-second clip without even knowing the full context is as important as understanding the moment itself. See their misleading video which creates fear among the citizens. Abhijit Deepke. Solidarity with the such figures were Khalid and observing circulating on social media without their full context. Social media can inform us, but when context is removed, it can also mislead us. Friends, nowadays we were reacting to 10-second clip without even knowing the full context. The biggest recent example was the controversy surrounding the Chief Justice of India's cockroach and parasite remark.
There are youngsters like cockroaches, they don't get any employment, they don't have any place in profession. Some of them become media, some of them become social media, some of them become RTI.
But how many of us took the time to check the full context before forming an opinion? I mean, was that remark really about every unemployed person in India? It actually came up during a hearing when Advocate Sanjay Dubey argued that the selection for senior advocate designation was unfair.
अनफेयरनेस ये था कि इनकम्पिटेंट थे वो डेजिग्नेट कर दिए गए ऑन द मेरिट कंसीडर नहीं किया उसको.
While court maintained that such designations are based on a merit, not repeated litigation and seniority alone.
If the High Court makes you senior, we will set aside that. I want to read what kind of language he is using on the Facebook. Let people understand. I will going to teach them what is the meaning of the discipline in profession.
Some advocates and commentators took these remarks to the social media to criticize the judiciary. Before accepting the every narrative, we need to look at the actual context, where court was discussing how personal disappointment should not be turned into attack on institutions.
Yes, sir. Just to pursue your senior, is senior advocate a status to be ornamentally kept at residence, or a recognition for your role and participation in the justice delivery system?
Extremely sorry if I have heard you.
There are already parasites of society. You attack you people, you attack the system, and you want to join hands with them.
The timing made all the difference. At a time when millions of NEET aspirants were frustrated and emotionally exhausted over the paper leak issue, CJI's remarks began circulating on social media without their full context. Before we go further, let me make one thing clear. This is not to justify or diminish the student frustration over the NEET paper leak. It is to understand how that genuine frustration became the foundation for a misleading interpretation of the CJI's remark. Abhijit Deepke had worked for nearly 3 years as a social media handler and political meme creator for a Aam Aadmi political party. After moving to the United States in a search of job, he remained active on a social media, frequently expressing his opinion on Indian politics. As a 10-second clip of the CJI's remarks spread without its full context, Deepke amplified the narrative by tweeting if all cockroaches come together, and as it gained traction, escalated it further with the term CJP, Cockroach Janata Party, in a mocking reference to the BJP.
Like cockroaches, they don't get any employment.
As this connection spread across the social media, frustration over the NEET paper leak and outrage over the CJI's remark began to reinforce each other. Soon hashtags such as Main Hu Cockroach, hashtag I am Cockroach, hashtag Main Bhi Cockroach began trending across the social media, and it helped the Cockroach Janata Party to gain rapid support and visibility.
तो अब हमारा नेक्स्ट टारगेट है कि कुछ भी करके हमें बीजेपी के फॉलोअर्स कम करने हैं.
What began as a viral controversy gradually evolved into broader online movement. The movement prepared for its first public protest, the Cockroach Janata Party appointed Saurav Das, Vijay Dahiya and Ashutosh Ranka as its official spokespersons. The Abhijit Deepke returned to India on the day the movement held its major public protest at Jantar Mantar, New Delhi, 6th June 2026.
छह स्टूडेंट्स ने सुसाइड करी है. सरकार के साथ हमारा एक डायलॉग, एक चैनल ओपन किए.
For a while, he appeared to represent new wave in Indian politics, an independent and seemingly unbiased voice for the youth. We all know how the protest began and the perspective from which it emerged. It started as a protest against the alleged NEET paper leak with the demands for accountability and calls for the resignation of the education minister over the handling of the issue. But as the narrative evolved, the focus increasingly shifted toward RSS, Hinduism, Brahminism.
सीता के पति का नाम ले लेके नीता के
ये अंधभक्त है. और मेरे फादर ने एक वर्ड कहा था, सुअर. तो ये बाबा वगैरह है, कोई भी सही है, वो चाहे प्रेमानंद महाराज जी क्यों ना हो.
ये तो कह दिया कि भारत हमारी माता है, पर ये बाप भूल रहे हैं. पहले अंग्रेज थे, आजकल कौन है? इजराइल।
जितने मंदिर है पहले उसी में पूजा कर लो ना, मंदिर बनवा के क्या कर लो?
ब्राह्मणवाद हिंदुत्ववाद कल्चर है जो सत्ता है वो तमाम
ब्राह्मणवाद की वजह से ही देश के 70% लोगों को कभी पढ़ने का मौका।
तो होना जरूरी है, नहीं तो लोग दूध छोड़कर मूत पीने की परंपरा
हो जाता है किसी का, तो आप उसे मंदिर लेके जाओगे या हॉस्पिटल लेके जाओगे?
जय श्री राम बोले से पेमेंट पास हो जाऊंगा क्या? जय श्री राम बोले से नौकरी मिलेगी क्या?
And arguments defending or expressing solidarity with such figures उमर खालिद and अफजल गुरु।
उमर खालिद पे जो चार्जेस हैं, वो ये है कि एक तो उन्होंने एक स्पीच दी थी जिसमें उन्होंने गांधी जी को कोट किया था। तो भाई अरे
50 से ज्यादा लोग मरे यार।
अरे कमाल कर रहे हो आप।
आई सपोर्ट उमर खालिद, यस, कोई बुराई नहीं है उनको सपोर्ट करने के लिए।
उमर खालिद ने तुम्हारी इज्जत लूटी थी क्या?
उमर खालिद, एक मिनट, मैं सपोर्ट करता हूँ।
To many observers, it appeared that student genuine grievances being used to advance much broader ideological narrative, means firing the gun from the student shoulders. My concern is not that they criticize RSS, Hindus. In democracy, every ideology can be questioned. But my concern is their selective targeting.
जय श्री राम बोलेंगे, मैंने बोला बोलो भाई, मैं जय संविधान बोलूंगा।
बस नाम रहेगा अल्लाह का, अल्लाह का मतलब वो शक्ति जो हम सब में है। बस नाम रहेगा अल्लाह।
Wait a minute.
हिंदू मुस्लिम थी राजनीति।
They often present themselves as a neutral intellectuals standing above politics, but their criticism appears one-sided. Like all political groups in India, they also have their own ideological position and biases. The CCP founder and their spokespersons have long presented themselves as a credible voices. But closer look at their history and tweets shows a pattern of misleading the people. Because understanding the people behind the movement is as important as understanding the movement itself. Let's start by looking at a few of their tweets. Look at the first tweet. They opposed the CAA and NRC by portraying them as an anti-citizen. You can see misleading video which creates fear among the citizens.
तो मोदी कौन है मेरा धर्म पूछने वाला मेरे कपड़ों को देखकर? एनआरसी करके आप यहाँ की जनता से उनके सर्टिफिकेट मांग रहे हो, डॉक्यूमेंट मांग रहे हो।
Even though CAA does not revoke any Indian's citizenship. We'll go through the second tweet on abrogation of Article 370. What is your opinion? Share it in the comments. Next tweet, Bengal election footage. The viral video shows that routine segregation of the postal ballot before counting. Now let's move to another issue that came into the spotlight during this protest. उमर खालिद and सरजिलिमा।
उमर खालिद पे जो चार्जेस हैं, एक तो उन्होंने एक स्पीच दी थी जिसमें उन्होंने गांधी जी को कोट किया था।
कितने अफजल मारोगे?
सरजील इमाम और उमर खालिद दोनों ही ट्रायल अभी तक शुरू नहीं हुआ है।
तो हम हिंदुस्तान और नॉर्थ ईस्ट को परमानेंटली कट कर सकते हैं।
ये शकील इमाम का केस तो मैंने ज्यादा फॉलो किया, इतना लग रहा है एंड यही आर्ग्यू भी हुआ है कि इट डज नॉट कॉन्स्टिट्यूट टेररिस्ट, इट मे बी अ स्टूपिड स्टेटमेंट।
आसाम को काटना हमारी जिम्मेदारी, परमानेंटली नहीं तो कम से कम 1 महीने के लिए तो कट कर ही सकते हैं।
SFI का कॉर्नर और उधर देखो AISF।
Umar Khalid and Sarjil Imam, former JNU scholars arrested under a UAPA for their alleged role in a 2020 Delhi riots. The violence killed 53 people and injured more than 700 others.
About against the occupation of Kashmir by the Indian state, and I believe that what is happening in Kashmir is in an Indian occupation of Kashmir.
Hello, cockroaches. What is your stand on Bharat Tere Tukde Honge slogans? The alleged glorification of the Afzal Guru. The statement concerning the strategic chicken neck corridor.
हम कर सकते हैं, चिकन नेक्स्ट मुसलमानों का है, जो इलाका है मुस्लिम अक्सरियत।
I also find it striking that many of these controversies seems to involve people associated with the same universities. I'll examine this pattern, the facts and different perspective in my upcoming video. At the end, ask yourself why the Cockroach Janata Party was born. I mean, when the people were already associated with the political parties, why was the new label needed? When the people started exposing their false narrative and their dramatic act, changing the brand name, I mean party name becomes the necessary to survive. In this protest also, the organizers slowly changed the student protest into political campaign by creating a new issues instead of staying focused on the students' demands. If the protest had remained only about the students, I believe it could have achieved its goal much earlier. For them, recognition matters more than the resignation of the minister, and fame matters more than the solution for the students. I appreciate their acting and their sympathizing face and even their double standards, because for them it is a profession. They have to do it for their sustainability.
One hand on my comrade and then one hand on me, and they literally pushed back so hard that I fell.
They do the same things during election as well. They claimed that EVMs were manipulated, but when the election commission challenged to prove it, no opposition party came forward with evidence. Similarly, during SR implementation in the West Bengal, claimed that lakhs of voters had been deleted, but they failed to prove that even single person lost their voting rights because of the SIR process. As of I mentioned, they are professionals in misleading the people. With a genuine intention of demanding accountability and protecting students' future, many people were joined the hunger strike, but they chose wrong platform. Every Indian should stand with the students and remain politically aware, because an active and informed society is essential for democracy. Whenever a kitchen left dirty, cockroaches are born, but a cockroaches cannot claim to be the one that will clean the kitchen.
दिल्ली दंगों के प्रोटेस्ट ने जो उनको आरोपी बनाया है